All right, so now we're going to get into the light. So, this one's pretty interesting because I have like I have two types of experience with light as well. So, first I'm going to start off with saying what kind of like going on with my story about back when I was like 19. And when I was 19, if you didn't listen to the Darkness part 1, 2 and 3 and 4, I basically told a story about when I was 19, I figured out I had a mind and I started thinking, and my thoughts didn't come, they came to me as like an outside voice. Like I didn't know it was me because it didn't sound like me, but it was me. But it wasn't me at the same time because I couldn't think at that time. Like my mind didn't have thoughts. I know it sounds strange, but I promise you, I didn't start thinking until I was 19. I know that sounds weird, but to be honest with you, I think a lot of people don't ever think, to be honest with you. But that's another subject. So I discovered I had a mind at 19. I started thinking. I got into the Bible heavy. I started researching. Then spiritual warfare started happening, and I started seeing things and hearing things and having experiences until I got to the point to where I was crucified on my bed in the air, and I saw the triple binding darkness. Now, that's this is all like in the same amount of time frame. So this is from like from 2011 to 2012. This is like the second part of that, right? So I'm still scared to be in my room. I'm super scared. And if you haven't like if you want to like listen to all the story, is a back in Darkness part 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And actually part 2 and 3 is when I actually tell most of the story. So at this time I'm still reading the Bible. This is like 2012, around October to December, around this time. And I remember it specifically because everybody's saying at 2012 the world was gonna end. And I promise you, in 2012 the world ended. I promise you. The world has never been the same since 2012. I don't know if you've realized that, but it hasn't. It has not been the same. So around October 2012, November-ish is when this part happened, right? So so I'm still reading the Bible. I'm still scared of the dark. I'm still closing all the doors. I'm still locking all the doors. I'm like super scared. But I get comforted, right? Because in the Bible, there's a lot of like comforting things in the Bible if you know where to look, right? So I was reading the Bible and it said the Holy Spirit will be there for you to comfort you in your times of need or whatever. So I used to pray to the Holy Spirit to comfort me because I'm scared of the dark. I know it sounds stupid. I know it sounds so stupid and so childish, but like I was legitimately scared of the dark, like for real. But I used to pray for the Holy Spirit to come and protect me while I go to sleep because I was scared of the dark. All right, cool. So I used to sleep with the cover over my head. Don't ask me why. I'm 19 years old. Like I've been living on my own for like a year now at that point, and I was just scared of the dark. So I used to sleep with the either a pillow over my head or my blanket over my head, and I used to try to not listen to anything. I didn't want to hear no sounds. So months go by, and I'm not having those experiences no more. Like my cupboards aren't shutting anymore, like opening and closing and slamming. I'm not dreaming anymore. I'm just everything's like kind of back to normal. I'm still scared of the dark, but it's not as bad, right? So eventually, I start challenging the dark in a sense. So I start, leaving my bathroom door open, you know, leaving my door open, leaving my closet open, like things like that, right? Of course, when I'm in the bed, I'll still look up in the bathroom and it's complete darkness, and I'll think I'll see things, or I'll look out my door into the dark kitchen where it's pitch black because there's no light in there whatsoever, and I think I'll see things, or I'll think I hear things, like paranoia, like for real. But I started challenging the darkness. So I started like saying, you know what, God got me. Like this darkness, it can't hurt me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. God got me, right? So I got to the point where this time I'm reading Ecclesiastes so much because every single time I'm reading it, I'm getting something new from it. Like I'm studying the words. Like no cap. Like I literally probably read Ecclesiastes at least 100 times, maybe more. I probably read Ecclesiastes so many times. I've read Ecclesiastes so much. I read Ecclesiastes so much that when I talk to people about church that like the book of Ecclesiastes, they have a whole nother meaning than what I have. Like I have like a completely different understanding of what Ecclesiastes means because like it just rings out to me. So this one day, was one night, I'm reading the Bible, Ecclesiastes, my favorite book in the Bible. Solomon, my dog, you know what I'm saying? Solomon number one. I go to sleep and then I wake up. I wake up in this land, like it's strange. It's not like a desert, but it's kind of like rocky. And I realize that I'm on the floor kneeling and my head is like to the ground. So then when I look up, I see these pair of feet in front of me. And you got those like those Jesus sandals where like you got those sandals where you see your toes and then like it straps up all the way up into like your knees, like those old school sandals. You know what I'm saying? Like we call them like Jesus sandals. So I saw a pair of feet in those sandals, but the feet were so strange because they were glowing. It was like the skin was like gold, and it was so weird to me that one, I was kneeling, and then two, like this person in my mind is glowing like gold. Like their skin is like gold. That's the only way I can explain it. So then the voice speaks, and for some reason, I know not to look up. Like for some reason, like I just never it never crosses my mind to look up, to look at the being. It never crosses my mind ever. So the being starts talking to me, and the being, this is what the being sounds like. It sounded like a man and a woman singing in harmony, but it was talking. So think of like a man singing, and then think of a woman singing, and their respective voices overlapped with each other, but talking with words. They were just talking like I'm talking right now. Now, the being talking like that, it sounded like they were singing. It sounded like every syllable were multiple notes. Like, it's hard to explain it, but it was very beautiful. Very, 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 very beautiful. Right? Now, at the time, I didn't know what the fuck this was. Because when it spoke to me, it said specific things. And it told me to find something. I'm not going to tell you what it told me to find, because that's kind of personal. But when I woke up, what it told me to find, right, it spelled it out for me. It spelled it out. So when I woke up, I remember the spelling of it. So I tried to look up the word, and I looked up the word, and it meant something in a completely different, it wasn't even in the English language I spoke. And at this time, I spoke no other languages. I only spoke English. But it gave me something in Hebrew. And I'm like, I've never even seen Hebrew before. I've never even heard Hebrew before, ever. Never even seen it. At this point in my life, I'm 19. I've never seen Hebrew. I've never even heard Hebrew. I never even heard what the language sounds like. So there is no way that I could have put that into my mind, because I there's no way I could have seen there's no way I could have seen or heard that. Like I've never I don't I had no recollection. I had no knowledge. I had no information about what Hebrew was, the language of Hebrew was. No idea. So fast forward like a few years later, I tried to look up the word again. It's no longer in the dictionary. It's no longer there. which is weird, right? But anyways, I digress. So when I wake up from this dream, I don't know what happens. So I'm about to take you through this journey through years, right? So this is when I'm 19. This is what happens when I'm 19, right? So at that point in time, I'm still reading the Bible, but I'm having these experiences that aren't making sense. Like, I don't know how I'm able to be outside of my body and look at my body at the same time and be inside it at the same time. I don't know how I'm getting up for work, trying to get ready for work, but I'm actually not even out of my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a complete disconnect from what I'm reading in this Bible into what's happening to me. So I start praying to God. I'm like, look, God, I do not know what's going on, right? And I pray for the wisdom of Solomon, but I didn't know what I was asking for. I didn't realize it because Solomon's wisdom is crazy. Like Solomon's wisdom goes deep, like for real, for real. Like they say, Ecclesiastes is the teacher's book because of the knowledge that's in that book is wild. It's like it goes so deep. Like it goes so deep that a lot of people just won't even scratch the surface. Like I haven't even scratched the surface, and my understanding of it is so advanced for someone that wasn't born or raised or studied in the church. So I'm praying to God, like, look, God, maybe I bit off too much. I'm not sure, but these strange things are happening to me, and I'm reading Ecclesiastes. I'm reading about the spiritual armor. I'm trying to don on my armor. I'm trying to fight these demons, whatever, whatever. But these things aren't making sense to me. So that voice in my head from when I first started, that voice that was talking to me, right? It went away, but now it's in this thirst for knowledge, and the knowledge was first random things, but then it got to spiritual things. So when that being came to me and spoke to me and told me to go find something in Hebrew, I was like, nah, like something's up, something's up, something's up. So I was like, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? There's no one I know for a fact there's no one I could talk to about this because no one's gonna understand this. I knew that off the rip. No one's gonna understand this. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go find God and ask God what's all this about. So I'm talking about literally going to find God. So at this point, I know that I could leave my body, but I don't understand it like that. I just understand it like I'm gonna go find God. So the first place I started looking was in the Bible. I'm gonna find God in this Bible. I didn't find God in the Bible. So I'm praying to God. I'm like, God, like for real, I'm looking for you. Where are you? And this is not some lackadaisical, non-disciplined searching for God. No, this is searching for God under the rocks. This is searching for God in the shower. This is searching for God under the sheets. This is searching for God in myself. This is searching for God in other people. This is searching for God at the work. This is searching for God in my thoughts. This is searching for God in my heart. This is searching for God in my soul. This is searching for God till I cry. Until I cry myself to sleep over and over and over again. This is searching for God until I can't stand it anymore. This is searching for God to where I am going crazy because I'm looking for God. God, where are you? So I'm praying to God. I'm like, God, man, what's going on? Like, for real, like, what's going on? So, through circumstances, God leads me to what's called the Nag Hammadi scriptures. Now, if you know about that, that's Gnosticism or all that stuff. Now, I'm gonna do this separately, but I'm just gonna brief it real quickly. Just because scholars say things that they say, they don't know what they're talking about, okay? Scholars do not know what they're talking about when it comes to spiritual texts. They don't understand it. because they try to isolate spiritual text based on where it came from, who said it, what time frame. All that is irrelevant. What is relevant is it's been in the social consciousness for this long. It disappeared and it came back, and it fits into the timeline of other spiritual consciousness. That's what matters, but they don't see it like that. But anyways, I digress. So continue. And I'm gonna do a whole segment on the Gnosticism and everything, and like how I'm viewing it. So I get that Bible, right? No, first, no, before I even get that one, I get a new Bible. I get an updated Bible, and it has Hebrew words in it. So I skipped ahead. So this time I'm reading the Bible, but now it has like different words in it. Now it has like words like Elohim and Yahweh, and it has like, and I'm cross referencing it with the other Bible, the New Translation Bible I have, and I'm these like these are saying different things. Like it's the same verse, and they have the same meaning, but the subtext is different. Like, well, they have the same concept, but their meanings are different because the words are different, and words matter. Words matter so much. So I'm looking up this Bible. I'm like, man, why is this Bible so different? And it says it's the most accurate and closest English text from Hebrew and Greek that it had at the time. And I forgot what Bible it was because I lost the Bible, which is a whole nother story. I lost the Bible, right? So so I ended up so I got that Bible and I'm reading again. I'm like, Elohim, what's that? Yahweh, what's that? So then I started going on researching. I started looking up different things. And then what I started to realize was I was in way over my head.